Hello and welcome to Kedrick Farms. We're back with another episode of the Flint Hills map by JS Mapping, and we've got a few new pieces of equipment on the farm today that are going to hopefully help us out here with harvest. So first off, we actually purchased this Brent 2596 because keeping up with those two X9s have proven to be a bit of a challenge. And so we figured that we would give this cart a try. It's been out for a little while, but I haven't had a chance to really use it yet. And we've got the 9RT here. And this vehicle we're leasing. And we decided to lease this because we don't have a tractor on the farm big enough to pull the 2596. The 2596, when loaded according to the in-game hub, was 500 horsepower requirement. And our biggest tractor is 450 horse. So, you know, I kind of think putting an 8R on here is going to be a bit much. So we decided to go with the 9RT. I thought that this would be a nice fit for this grain cart. Normally I tend to run with the 9RX, so we thought we'd mix it up just a little bit here. So I think we're going to park this right over here on this grassy area. I think my plan is to start with this smaller field of corn there and get that pulled off first, just to make sure we've got everything going. I know Courseplay is going to work pretty well with that small field. And the other thing that we need to do is take a look at our combines. So today, SiiD released the new version of the X9. And so it now has a lot of configuration options. And so we're going to go ahead and get them out of the shop here, get them all hooked up, and check on what options we have for those combines. Now, in order to do that, I'm going to have to pull this planter up just a bit to get it out of the way, and let us get hooked up with the combines and the header and such. So we're going to just pull this up here, keep it out of the way, and jump into the X9. We'll bring the header out with us, and then we'll take this into the workshop and see what we can do. I think at a minimum, I kind of like the way that these fold-out hoppers look and work, but I think we might end up trying to put a bigger tank on these, because the problem we had last year was that it was really hard to keep up with two of these X9s. They just chew through the corn so fast. And so I think if we can extend the grain tank a little bit, that's going to be a good thing. So with the combine backed into the shop here, let's go ahead and take a look at what our options are now with this X9. And we've got lots of options now. So if we take a look here, we've got the standard grain tank, which we had, which was almost 1,500 liters. You've got the extended one, which adds 2,000 liters. You got the really big one here that's going to add quite a few liters there. And then back to the smaller one. So I'm honestly kind of tempted to go with this big one and see how far that's going to get us. It looks a little bit funky, though. This is a little bit more my style, but we do have a lot of corn. Well, maybe we'll try one of each here. I don't know. The other options, so we did lose our 3D tracks by going to this update. Just stepping through real quick, you do have two different wheel brands. Typically in the US, I think it's this style that I would see most often. You've got your 710s, you got your 800s, and you've got your crawler tracks. So we are pretty much running on a tracked farm here, so I'm tempted to just leave the crawlers on there, although I like the look of these 800s. Nice beefy tires. Maybe we'll switch this one out, because with such a big tank, we want to make sure that we're not tipping over or anything. And then we've got a premium and a deluxe light pack. Deluxe lights premium. I don't know what that means, but we're going to go with it. We're going to see what that has to offer. We've got the X9 demo stickers, so, you know, it's nice that we can now remove those. We have an Aussie configuration, which has the oversized signs. We don't need those. And we've still got GPS here, which is something we do definitely need. And so we are going to take these upgrades. It's going to cost us about $49K, but that's okay. We've got a little bit of money to burn. And I think that's going to cause our header to drop off, which is all right. So let's go ahead and pull this out of the garage here. And then we need to get our header actually hooked up here. And we're going to bring this first combine out here now and set it up right next to the grain cart just to wait for us to kick off harvest. And we'll get the other combine all set up and brought out here and check back in with you. All right, so we've advanced into the afternoon to let our crops dry out some. And what we're gonna do is go ahead and get a courseplay course set up here on this field. And really we're gonna be seeing how this works, because I don't think we've really done much with horseplay here on this field since we redid it, at least not with the harvesters. So we're gonna see how this goes. We're going to, I think, try this turn option for the headland corners. We're gonna give this a 10% overlap. We're gonna give this the lands mode. I think we've been doing 8 per. And I'm trying to think, 2 headland passes is going to be 2 headland passes with both machines. So that should give us 4. I think we only need 1 headland pass if we're doing 2 machines. We may regret that later. Well, let's generate a course and see what happens. I think that's going to work out for us. I'm curious what this looks like with 6 lands. Let's go 8. That gives us just 1 time cutting through the middle of this field. I think that's going to work out the best for us. And so we've got a 10% overlap on the headlands, which should help with some of the corners. I think this is going to be good to go. Where's my starting point? It says it's right there in front of me. Am I just... Oh, I'm just not seeing it because I'm at an angle. All right. So we're going to start this off with the bigger of the 2 combines, or the bigger capacity of the 2 combines, to give us some time to get started here. I'm going to take the corner out here a little bit just to let us get going here. And I think this is going to be the guy on the outside. So we always forget to set that up. This is, where'd we go? 1 left, and we're going to start at the first waypoint and just tell him to drive course. I think he's going forward a little bit farther than I would have liked before putting his head down, but that's okay. I'll clean that little bit up here in just a second. He's going to town. Wow, 277 bushels per acre. That's pretty good. This yield map is... we're definitely yielding better than we did the previous year. If you look at that darker green is replacing that lighter green. So I like that you can see the previous year's yield on the map as well. And so we'll take a closer look at the precision farming stuff here as we get going. I want to get the other combine set up and on this course as well. And so as always, we're going to go ahead and just copy this from the other X9, and we're gonna go ahead and save this to field 16 2X combine. That way, if we accidentally close the game out before we finish harvesting or something weird like that, we don't lose our courseplay course. We're going to go ahead and turn this guy on and see if we can clean up these bits that we missed with the other combine here real quick. And then we'll make sure we're set on the right side of this path. Raise our header up when we back up here would be a good idea. And if we just... We've got to be in the right mode. We're going to be on one right. We want to make sure vehicle convoy is on. And drive course. Oh, we missed, what, 5 stocks? Oh well, we'll get over it. So with this going, let's jump back up into our front combine. We're already at 64%. I don't think there's any way we make it to the end of this field, unfortunately. We got 50% just going through this part, so that's going to be a problem. We're going to go ahead and grab the semi here, if I can find the right semi. And we're going to get the semis out here alongside the edge of the field. What I'm thinking about, I know I said I was going to get 2 grain carts this fall. I don't know if we actually need to do that. We're going to find out here. I know these combines are going to get full before I'm done setting things up. But what I think I want to do is have the semis come through kind of an unload course that is going to make hopefully a little bit more sense to me here. I think what we're going to do is have the semis, once they've dumped into the bin here, they're going to come and turn this way, hopefully not hitting into any of these pig feed structures. Come down here and then come right along here. Now, I've got all this grass area, so I don't know why I'm pulling so far into the field. So maybe we'll back up here for real quick. And I will, I'll put the combine, or the semis right here maybe. Something like that. And then that way when we run the grain cart, I can do an unload course that kind of comes out here on the grass. Alright, we're going to think about that. We're going to get in this tractor and go do some unloading manually real quick here and get these combines going again. Because wow, did we filled up fast. And so this is going to be interesting. We may end up having to get another cart out here after all. We'll see. We'll see once this course is going how fast this guy can keep up. I think the fact that we've got so much capacity in this grain cart means he'll be able to stay out here longer. We'll definitely have some downtime, I think, because it's going to take this grain cart longer to get back to a semi and unload than the combines are going to take to fill up, I think. All right, so if the first one was about 500, the second hopper is 700 bushels. And so between the two, we've got 1,200 bushels in here, which I believe is more than a single semi is going to hold, and we're only at half of the grain cart. So a full grain cart is going to unload 2 semis is what I'm seeing right now. So that's going to be really interesting to check out here as we get going. I might set up the course a little bit different to try and have this guy run by 2 different semis at different points and unload into them. And so we're going to go ahead and get this guy going again here on course play. And hopefully he's going to make it to the end so that we're able to get alongside and empty him. And then we might as well unload this guy on the way down while we're following this front combine. I think the goal here is going to be to get the 9RT completely filled up and then head back and set up the courses with for the grain cart and for the trucks. It'll be easier to do when we've actually got some corn in here to dump and make sure that everything is lining up appropriately. And just looking in this combine, I mean, we're just pulling the corn in super quick. We're almost caught up with what we did, but it's just amazing how much corn we're pulling out of this field already. If we bring up the precision farming map here and look at our yields, we're getting pretty good yield so far. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see the profit already coming in compared to the cost of seed and different thing. I'm not sure how accurate some of these numbers are. But it's also interesting just to see the effect of the nitrogen on the soil, as well as the pH levels dropping a couple levels here. And so super cool to see. And the yields here, like in these areas where we did the grass and didn't have any data before, because we didn't have, I think, all of the right nitrogen and lime necessarily in that grassed area. So it's not surprising to me that there's some lower areas in a few spots here. Why did this combine stop dumping into me? Must have drifted too far away while we were in the map. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the rest out of him here real quick, and then we're going to go try and catch up with that lead combine and see if there's enough room alongside the ditch for us to unload him, hopefully. Because otherwise he's going to have to stop and we're going to have to do it at a standstill again. I'm not overly hopeful with the shape of that ditch, so maybe he can make the curve for us. That would be the best case scenario, but he's got to be getting close to full, having come all the way down the long part of the field there. Oh, there's the 80%. Maybe we will make it. We're almost there. Come on, you can do it, bud. I will say that this turning headland mode seems to work a bit better. We're not leaving nearly as much on the corners. I think there was only a few stalks on the other side, so I'll take that. This has been a lot better than the previous mode we were using for course play, and I think also the fact that we put a 10% buffer on the secondary combine so that when he's turning, he's overlapping 10% on the headlands is going to help as well. And just looking at this combine, I mean, he's got so much corn in there, and you know, we're unloading into this grain cart really rapidly. I mean, we're filling this thing up quick, and he's harvesting corn so fast that we're barely making a dent in the hopper. We're gonna have so much corn. I kind of want to get a load going in the dryer just because the dryer's so slow. It took so long, even when I sped it up some, to process all the corn, to dry it all out last year. And we've got way more corn this year than we did last year. It's kind of weird that our soybeans are so far away from ready. I'm worried we're going to lose the crop of soybeans. I don't know. It took a long time to get them planted this last year because the ground temperatures just didn't match up for us. So I'm kind of curious to see how that's going to go, because typically I would think we'd be doing some beans right now. So the back combine just got to a point where it's full. I really think we are going to have to upgrade and get a second grain cart going here, because if I'm unloading one full combine for this long, that the other one is already full before we're even done unloading it, yeah, corn is going to be interesting. So we're going to go ahead and do that, I think, and that's something to think about as I'm setting up these courses, is that we're going to have two different grain carts going. So we are all full up here with 2,500 bushels, and this thing is pulling pretty good. So it's I'm not sure how I want to set up the course for this grain cart just yet, and since we haven't fully taken everything off of the headlands down here, and I like to start the grain cart courses on the field, I think we're going to have to wait until we at least get down to the corner to set up the grain cart course. And since we're going to be setting up two courses now, it sounds like, because we need to unload so much corn, I definitely am going to just run this part manually this first run, get everything going again, and we'll get this set up here once everything gets to the corner. Now, one thing I do like about this, and I'm just pulling my menu up so I can see, I can raise and lower this. I can adjust the chute down and out. That's as far out as it goes. Oh no. Oh, there we go. I can rotate it. Oh, is that rotating it left and right? It is. Oh, that's kind of cool. Very realistic. Not extremely helpful from a farm sim perspective at this point, though. But yeah, so we're filling that semi up really quick. We're gonna go grab the other one. And so this is the other problem we're gonna run into is this cart holds so much corn that we're gonna legitimately need 2 full semis or 2 empty semis to take most of that corn. And Courseplay is just not very good at doing this. The course trucks don't really pull through when you have a guy waiting here. If I had a like a mother bin style approach, this would work a little bit better. I almost feel like I need to get a third one of these auger wagons just to set it up as a mother bin, and then I can have the grain carts come in and dump into that one, and then just have it sitting there while the trucks kind of drive through and fill themselves up on that mother bin style auger wagon. So we might do something like that here, just to keep things moving, because right now, as you can see, my whole operation is stopped in the time that it's taking me to unload a single grain cart. So that's 2 full semis, and we've still got 9% of the corn in this grain cart, which is just insane. So we've got a lot of corn. So I'm going to go ahead and let this guy unload here real quick, since we're right here, and let him start cutting through the field. And then we'll head down, get the other combine going, and think about the fact that we probably need to get a second grain cart bought here. I'm tempted to just get the exact same setup as this, but maybe just lease it, because we don't have a lot of money. We are leasing this 9RT right now as well, just because I wasn't sure if this was going to work. I wasn't sure if this was the tractor I wanted on the farm, so I think we will get a second setup going here and see what we can do to keep up with these combines. However, I think this is going to be a good spot to wrap up today's episode. So we'll check back in on all the fun with Courseplay and getting this route running next time. That's all for today. Kedrick, out.